Everyone. Today our topic is reproducible research, data management and analysis. So let us look what it is. So first of all, before moving ahead, let us discuss what is reproducible research. So reproducible research is the practice of making your research transparent and repeatable by others. In other way, it means reproducibility helps others understand exact what was done, allowing them to check the results and finding the errors on the work which is already built. So after knowing what is reproducible research, let us move further ahead. Means what is the importance of reproducible research? Why we have to do this thing? So first of all, it is about trust. If any research can be repeated, it is easier that to trust that result. After that, transparency, which is important factor in every step of your research process, is clear and easy to follow. After that, collaboration means other researchers can understand your work and can build on your work more easily, and if they can replicate it. And it also helps to reduce the fraud, because making research reproducible reduces the chance of fraud or the result is already manipulated. So after knowing the importance of it, there are basically two components of reproducibility, that is data management and data analysis. So data management means handling and organizing data effectively, and data analysis ensure that analysis can be clearly followed and repeated by others. Now let us go deep diver into this and understand about each component in detail. So first of all, data management. So as already discussed, data management is how you handle your data from the moment you collect it and until the end of the result. And without good data management, your research may be confusing and impossible to reproduce. Means it is very important to maintain that how data is managed. If we manage the data appropriately, then we can handle the data and can research well, and that ultimately leads to better reproducibility because it is credible. Now the key principles of data management are data collection. So data collection is the first step which we need to do. That is, it ensures that your data is collected in consistent and standardized way. For example, in a survey, all respondents should be asked the same questions in the same way. In experiments, follow the same procedure and record your result with precise details. That is important. Consistent data collection helps avoiding errors and ensures that data can be used for accurate analysis. So overall, it is all about collecting the data effectively, asking the same question so that our data can be consistent. And if the data is consistent, then our results will be always better. So now after data collection, let us move to data storage. So once the data has been stored, collected, then it is all about storing the data, and it is important to store the data because it is critical. So handling these things is very important, and for this we can what we can do is we can use cloud based storage system like Google Drive, Dropbox or OneDrive. It is very important to store the data in a such a way that it is accessible from anywhere, because we can't this took this thing and keep in our hard disk and move here and there. So it is very important, and that's why cloud is a better approach. And always keeping a backup is better, because if we lose our data, then again we can't reproduce our data, we can't check the research and we can't do it. So it is important to make the backups as well in multiple location. What we can do is we can keep one data in our hard drive and one on cloud. So that is also a good way. And also using better naming convention is important, like here it is already mentioned, for example, data underscore survey dot version 1 dot csv. So it is already like version 1 means v1 means version 1. So like after subsequent version we can use v2 v3. So it is easier to track those data. Now after data storage, now let us look about metadata. So metadata is all about data about your data. It describes the structure and meaning of your data set. Without proper metadata, other researchers won't understand what your data represents. Important metadata information includes description of variables. What does each column in your dataset mean? Example, if you have a column label age, does it represent years, months, or something else? It is also important. Units of measurement is also important because always make sure that document whether values are in meters, kilograms, percentage. So in which units of measurement it is also important. After that, what are the collections method, means how and from where we collected the data, so that other researchers can understand and can reproduce the research, because they were forgot the ultimate thing that we have to check the reproducibility, and it is only possible if other researchers know how is the data collected and how the things are going on. Now, after metadata, let us look on version control. So version control, as our research progresses, there is chances that might be dataset change or any errors need to be get corrected or new data might be added. So it is important to track those changes. So in that way, we have to make the version control. So version control means keeping track of every data you make to your dataset, and these can be done manually. Like as mentioned, we can save the file name as data version1.csv or like anything version2, version3, like that. Or also we can use git, which automatically tracks changes in your file and revert the older version if it is required. Now data format is also very important. Choosing the right data format is important for making research accessible, as it is better to save your data in widely used format. Means we can use CSV because CSV can be run, like CSV can be accessible from anywhere. But for Excel, for example, for Excel, we need Microsoft Excel software access. So it is better if we are using the data format which is widely available. Now, after data formatting and all this, now we are moving to our second component, that is data analysis. So data analysis is where you take the raw data and turn it to meaningful results. To make your analysis reproducible, other needs to be able to follow your steps exactly. That how we get the results. So this ensures that they can reach the same conclusion, and here how we can do it. So first of all, scripted analysis is important. So when performing analysis, always try to avoid doing manual steps, because manual steps, we are human being, we can make errors. So we can use scripts, we can automate the task. It will reduce our efforts as well as the chance of error will be reduced significantly. So we can use like Python, R, or any software like SPSS, which are good for this. Now, code documentation is very important when it comes to data analysis. So when we are writing code, it is essential to explain what each part of the code is doing, and this is called commenting, which we generally use in our programming as well. Now, version control for the script. Again, just we are for data we are doing it, so for the script also we have to do version control. Like again already mentioned, git can do this. So git can keep a track of record of the changes which you have mentioned, and if it is required, then it can revert to your earlier version. So same like with data we can do the same thing, and with the script we have to do the same thing. Git has gotten it. Now reproducibility reports. So we can use tools like Jupyter Notebook or Markdown to combine the code and analysis and result is and we can do it in like single document. So these allow to write explanation with the code, like if we want to use graph tables, so we can use it. Like notebook might look like this: the first cell explains the research goal, the second cell contains the code, and the third cell produces a graph showing result. So we can do to ensure that. And now after understanding all these components, like let us look what are the tools to ensure reproducibility. So various tools are available. First, like already mentioned, Git version control. So Git is a tool that changes all the record, and it will report the previous version if something goes wrong, and it helps to collaborate others as well. And definitely we can collaborate with other developers, other researchers as well, and everything is version control. So definitely Git is a good option for this. Notebooks we can use. Jupyter notebooks let you write the code and immediately see the results. So also it makes easier for the others. Containerization we can use sometime like software versions or operating system differences. So we can use Docker for this. So it like creates a container that packages all the software and tools which is required for the analysis, and anyone can access from anywhere. So we can do this like with the help of like for example, if we are using Python, so different versions are there, but instead we are using like Docker, so everyone can run, with which will ultimately reduce the inconsistency. Data repositories we can, like when the research is complete, we need to place the store of the data analysis. So we can use again GitHub or Zenodo. We can share the data publicly, like we can get the DOI and make it easier to cite our work and provide a detailed documentation so that anyone can download and work on and reproduce it. So in conclusion, we have already gone through a reproducible research ensure that other can also follow your process and get the same results. So for it, it requires good data management and clear and well documented data analysis it requires. And by organizing the data and using appropriate version control and scripting or analysis, we can use and by using the tools like Jupyter Notebook, Git or Docker, it is easier to trust on the data and build on your work. And it is essential for scientific progress because it ensures that research is reliable, transparent, and can be reused by others. So I hope you will get the things, and wishing you all the very best. Thank you.